While you are discussing with the behavioral, in majority cases, we consider the one function, that is convert into integer. Okay, std underscore logic underscore vector. So that one we are supposed to convert it into integer. That's what we have done. Okay, while coming for prime number detector, while you are using with select case statements in all those, so instead of representing with binary, there we considered by means of integers. And there I mentioned that that function call is convert conv underscore integer of n. So that is what the function call we made over there. So in that regard, here I considered that particular example. Okay, to give clarity about so what we written over there, and based upon this particular program, what is the value it is going to return over there. Okay, to get that particular clarity, here I considered that particular function, where the functionality of this particular one is, it is going to convert one type into another type. That is nothing but std underscore logic underscore vector, from that type to integer type it is going to convert. Or in another way you can also say it as, so it is going to convert binary into integer. Okay, so that is what the functionality it can able to perform. So here we are describing that particular function. It starts with a keyword function, then function name. So here we are converting binary into integer, that is std underscore logic underscore vector type to integer type. Because of that, converting into integer, for that reason we consider name as conv, convert underscore integer. Okay, in short notation they mention converted into integer. Then within this particular formal parameters, anyway input for that particular one is so any size you can able to consider. So for that reason, simply a signal name I consider it as x colon the type, signal name colon signal type. Signal type here we described is std underscore logic underscore vector. But after that I didn't define any array size. Okay, so that is the advantage, because of if you declared in std underscore logic underscore vector, there is no need to describe the size for that. Okay, unconstrained array. Because of that reason only, that one std underscore logic underscore vector we can able to call it as unconstrained array. Okay, remember that particular technical word. While we are assigning value for that, then at that particular time we can able to describe the size for that. Okay, but anyway here there is no need to mention the array size. Simply x, that is the signal we considered input. The type is std underscore logic underscore vector. That is nothing but x is an array, but we didn't define what is the size of that particular array. Okay, so that flexibility is there. Because of that std underscore logic underscore vector we can able to call it as unconstrained array. Then after completing that particular formal parameters, next we are supposed to write the return keyword. Return, then return type. Here our intention is convert binary into integer. So finally we are supposed to get output as integer. For that reason, so the return type must be integer. Then is a keyword. Then after that, so here I described one variable, because within function, so where temporary variables are required to achieve this particular task, to convert from binary to integer. In that regard, so temporary variable that I considered, which is result. So variable declaration, variable name colon variable type. So starts with a keyword variable, then variable name. Here I mentioned result, that is user defined identifier itself. Then colon the type is integer. So my intention is, after performing the function, finally I am converting binary into integer. That integer value I am supposed to store in that particular result variable. So because of that only I considered a result, that too with a type of integer. Okay. Then after that, begin. Function body begins with a keyword begin. Then initially I assigned result value as 0. Okay, while you are assigning, here I consider the colon equals to, because result I declared as a variable. So variable assigning operator is colon equals to. While coming for signal assigning operator, less than equals to. Remember those two. So here I am using the result, which is I declared it as a variable. Because of that, variable assigning operator only we are supposed to use, which is colon equals to. So result colon equals to 0. Initially I assigned that particular result value as 0. Okay. Then after that, for loop here I considered for I in x tick range. Okay, we can call it as tick. X tick range. Okay, single quote we are going to represent, tick nothing but. So what it means is, here we are not defining any range. So but while we are applying that particular input, whatever input we applied, based upon that this range will be decided. So based upon that only, so how many times this particular for loop needs to rotate also is going to depends. But while you are reading this particular range, always we must go from left to right. Okay, if I mentioned 1 to 4 means first 1, then 2, 3, 4. If I mentioned 2 down to 1 means first 2, then 1. According to that. So whatever we mentioned, always we are supposed to start from left to right, that particular range. Okay. So then, so what it means is, for I is a user defined identifier, okay, variable. So this type is by default is going to implicitly declare based upon the range values whatever we mentioned over there. Already discussed while you are discussing the for loop. So same concept. Then in X tick range. So X tick range nothing but based upon the inputs, because of we didn't describe the array size, based upon this particular X tick range. So whatever value we are going to apply, based upon that this range will be decided. Okay. Based upon that many times this for loop is going to rotate. Anyway, I will explain with one particular example. Okay. Then after that loop. Anyway, for loop syntax is after writing that particular range, loop. Then here I mentioned, okay, statement. So which is result colon equals to. All these must be sequential, because of here we are defining the function definition. Within function body we are going to describe only sequential statements. Remember it. So result colon equals to result into 2. So what I performed is, initially I consider result as 0. Next to that what I am doing is that result value multiplying with 2. Then after that, here I consider the case statement. That is also another sequential. Case x of I. Okay. X of I nothing but, so x is here input, which is formal parameters. I nothing but here user defined variable. Okay. So while coming further, based upon this particular range, that value is going to vary. I value. Okay. Is when 0 or L. L is going to represent weak 0. As we described in initial classes that st_i_vector total it consists of 9 values, and within those 9 values L is going to indicate the weak 0 and H is going to indicate the weak 1. Okay, if you got exact 0 and exact 1 means no problem. So even though if you got weak 0 and weak 1, for those cases also we need to get the output. So in that regard, here we consider that particular one by means of using the case statement. Okay, case expression is when choices. Multiple choice also you can able to describe by means of separating with the R symbol, which is vertical bar. Okay, so because of that, when 0 or L, for these two cases, then equals to greater than, okay, sequential statements you are supposed to write. Here sequential statement what I mentioned is null. So in the last class I already mentioned that null, okay, it's a sequential statement. So if you mention that particular sequential statement, it's do nothing. That means whatever values we described previously for variable signals, whatever it may be, so all those are all not going to vary. Null nothing but simply it's do nothing. Okay, nothing to do. Okay, in such cases we can able to consider this type of null statement. That is the use of it. Then second case, if I consider when choices 1 or, okay, weak high, which is H, then result will be, okay, equals to result plus 1. That means we are increasing the result by 1. Then after that, last choice must be others. Okay, so when others, then once again sequential statement is null. Okay, for these two statements, so no need to perform any operation. Simply whatever, so we mentioned values for the previous variables and signals, those must be remains as it is. Further case only for these two cases we consider null. Null nothing but simply do nothing. Then while coming for these two combinations are occurred, then this is the sequential statement. We are incrementing the result with by 1. Okay. Then after that, end case. We are supposed to close that particular case. Okay, with end statement. So end case. Then after that we are supposed to close this particular for loop. So end loop. Okay. Then after that return result. So whatever we mentioned over in this particular function. So finally return statement must be there. We are returning the result because in result only we saved that particular output. That one must be returned. So because of that, return and result. So whenever this function is called, obviously it is going to return the value of that particular result itself. Then after that we are supposed to close that particular function by means of considering the end function name, which is convert underscore integer. Okay. So this is how to write a program. Okay. Then after that, same program let me explain by means of considering one example. Suppose if I gave input as for that particular one 1 0 1. So that is the binary sequence I applied as input for that. Okay. Then what I am supposed to get the output is, so 1 0 1 nothing but 4 plus 1. It needs to, this program needs to generate an integer value which is equals to 5. So anyway, we will verify based upon this particular program whether you can able to get that particular 5 or not. While coming for this particular one, so here I applied x equals to 1 0 1, and while we are looking at that particular range from left to right only we are supposed to consider. So because of that, first initially result will be assigned a value of 0. That I am considering it as r equals to 0 initially assigned. Result I am assuming it as r. Okay. So for I in x tick range, so here I considered 3 bits. So because of that, obviously here it needs to get a range of 3. Okay. So because of 3 times this particular for loop is going to rotate. Then loop, then result will be assigned to result into 2. So because of that, by means of executing this particular one, once again this 0 remains 0 itself, because in result already we stored 0. That one we are multiplying with 2. Because of that, even though we multiplied with 0, then obviously then the result becomes 0. Then case x of I, first element, this particular one. Anyway, from left to right now we are supposed to consider 1 it was. So because of that, this statement is going to execute. When 1 or weak high, then result must be result plus 1. So result is already 0, then plus 1, it becomes 1. Then after that, so end case, then end loop. Loop is not yet so closed because of total 3 bits we applied. Only 1 iteration completed, remaining 2 iterations are pending. So next it consider the second value, so which is 0. By means of considering that particular one, I equals to, x of I equals to 0 it considered. Then next result, assign a value of result into 2. Now I got result as 1. So 1 into 2, it becomes 2. Now in result it was stored the value of 2. Case x of I, where in this particular case x of I value is 0. So because of that, this statement is going to execute. Null nothing but nothing will be happen. That means no variable, no signal is going to change. It simply do nothing. That's it. Null means. So our value remains 2 itself after executing this particular one. Then once again loop goes back to this particular one, and for I in third bit is 1. So because of that, it is going to execute first this one, 2 into 2 now, into 2, then it becomes 4. Here result becomes 4. Then case x of I, which is 1. So it is going to execute this particular statement. Result is result plus 1. So 4 plus 1, which is 5. Then after that, when end case, end loop. Now once again it comes to this particular one. Now all the 3 bits are completed. Range is over. 3 times that particular for loop is rotated. So because of that, it comes out of from that particular loop. End loop. Then return result. So whatever value that we have in this particular one now, r becomes 5. So because of that, this value will be returned wherever you call this particular function convert underscore integer. Wherever you call that particular one, simply whatever value you got and that value is stored within that particular result, that result will be so replaced over that particular function call. By means of giving 1 0 1, you can able to get that particular one. Let it be another example 1 0 0 if you consider. So first 1, by means of applying 1, this is going to execute first initially up to this particular one, 1 we got. Next 0. Anyway, whatever value it consists of, that 1 into 2 becomes this 2 value. And because of 0, it do nothing. Then once again loop continues. Then while coming for this particular one, that 2 into once again 2, it becomes 4. Then after that x of I is 0. Because of that, once again null statement only is going to execute. Because of that, here this particular case the result become 4. So that's what we are need to get while we are applying the value of 1 0 0. If you apply 1 0 0, then obviously integer value must be equals to 4. So this is how to consider that particular function program, and using of this particular function you can able to convert so binary form into an integer. In another way, you can also say it as converting std underscore logic underscore vector into an integer. So this is how we can able to achieve. Using of this functionality only, in several places we considered that particular function call where we used as convert underscore integer of inputs. There we described conv underscore integer of n. So that function call wherever we call, so that after executing that particular function call, so control comes to this particular function and all these are all going to execute. Finally it is going to return that particular result value in integer form. Okay, so this is how to write a program in function to convert so binary into an integer. Next we are going to discussing about the procedures. Till now we discussed about the functions. So next our intention is to discuss regarding the procedures. Procedures also seems to be same as functions only. But while coming for procedure, it does not return a result. So that is the main difference compared with the procedure with respect to the function. Procedure also seems to be same as function, but procedure does not return a result value. Then how you can able to access the values which was generated within procedure? While coming for function, by means of function call, in that particular function call it is going to return the result value, but as I mentioned here, procedure it does not return a result. Then how we can able to read the values which was generated within that particular procedure means, so in procedure, so like functions we can also define the arguments. So in functions, what are the arguments we described previously? Convert underscore integer of n, where that particular n we called it as a formal parameter. So that one itself we can able to call it as arguments of that particular function. Okay, so that particular arguments, so this particular procedure also it consists of, within this particular procedure, for those arguments we can able to mention type as out or in out. So we can able to assign this particular type to that particular arguments which are present in the procedure. So because of that we assign this particular type, those values, arguments values you can able to read anywhere wherever is necessary. So that is how the values which are present in procedure, by means of mentioning arguments type as out and in out, we can able to read those values from those arguments. So like that it is going to return the value. So that is what the main difference if you compare both functions and procedures. Okay, so that is the first point. And second important point is, so wherever you are mentioning a function call, you can able to mention that particular function call in the place of expression. So let me, if you consider concurrent signal assignment statement, how the syntax seems to be signal name less than or equals to expression. So wherever the type of expression syntax we considered, in those places only you can able to call a function. So function call must be right only in the place of expression only. Wherever you represent in syntax expression, in those locations only we are supposed to mention a function call. Okay, that is the another point. And while coming for procedure, so procedure we can able to, procedure call you can able to put in a statement. So unlike in expressions, so while in the case of functions, so while coming for procedure in expression, so you are not supposed to write the procedure call. So where we are supposed to use that particular procedure call is nothing but, so in the place of a statement. Okay, so whatever statement it may be, so in the place of statement you can able to write a procedure call, but not in a place of expression. So these two important points you need to remember while you are developing program for that particular procedures. So other than that, remaining all are seems to be same as function. Okay, only these two differences are there. Okay, so that is what regarding procedure. Anyway, we are not supposed to use that much this particular procedure. Anyway, function is important, because of that regarding function in a detailed way I explained. So while coming for procedure, you are supposed to know these two differences with respect to the function. That's it. Okay, so with that procedures also so completed. Okay, anyway, thank you very much.